Okay, so this is the presentation about the grasshopper. Their scientific name is the Califera. So for their taxonomy and classification, the grasshopper has a kingdom of Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, order Orthoptera, and suborder the Califera, which is where they get their scientific name from. And if you look in the diagram, you can see on the cladogram where they actually stand and what makes them different, which is their unique mouth, which are just mandibles, and how their wings fold back over their body. So for their natural habitat, they're found in grasslands, savannas, and open fields, and they're actually found on every continent except Antarctica, and they thrive in a lot of environments. All they really need is just abundance in grass and vegetation. And then how they get their food, they selectively feed based on the texture and softness of the plant because they want to avoid toxic or indigestible plants. And then for the feeding times, they mainly feed when it's warm and during high temperatures of the day. And then how they feed is they use their strong mandibles to chew through plant material and break down stems, leaves, and grass. And for the predator-prey interactions, the grasshopper, which is the primary consumer, has common predators. It has birds, reptiles, and spiders, which include various bird species, reptile species, and spider species. And how the spiders actually consume them is they ambush them, usually with webs and spinning them in silk in order to consume them. And then for their unique evolved traits, they have different morphological, behavioral, and physiological traits, which all kind of go into subcategories of mobility, senses, and feeding and defense. So for their morphological traits, they have saltatorial hind legs, which is something common in insects, just meaning they have those large hind legs which are used for jumping. And then they also have tympanal organs, which allow them to detect sound and kind of hear better. And for their mandibles, they have those robust mandibles which help them cut down plants. And then for the behavioral traits, they have the ability to leap, acoustic communication, and their unique camouflage. And then physiological, they have resilient joints, which are kind of what allow them to jump so far and so quickly. And they also have a neural response to vibration and chemical deterrence. So if a predator was trying to eat them, they would use these toxins to kind of deter predators. So for the tree of life, which is essentially the ecological hierarchy, you have the apex predators, the primary consumers, and the primary producers. So starting at the producers, you have the autotrophs, which are like plants, for example, which the primary consumers, such as grasshoppers, get their energy, which is then transferred to the apex predators, which are at the top of the food chain, which include things like birds, reptiles, and spiders. Then you have the grasshopper itself. The common field grasshopper, for example, is known as the Chorthippus bernaeus, which is Latin, and it's the scientific name for that species of grasshopper because the genus is Chorthippus and the species is bernaeus, which is Latin for brown. And then you have the diagram for it with the labeled components. And then the importance of the ecosystem, it consists of different benefits, harms, and that's supposed to say research value. So the research value, for example, they have been used in biomechanical studies. They're used to also help indicate climate change. And then for the harms, they can cause crop damage, and benefits, they can help cycle the nutrients in the soil. So these are the resources.